Taya Polidano, acting as a journalist today. Hello, Mitch.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I would just like to begin by congratulating you on your outstanding achievement this year in the World Mountain Running Championships.
Thank you very much.
So you seriously started running in grade 9 through a funny experience of getting cut from the soccer team and then deciding to join cross country instead. Tell me more about that situation.
Yeah, well, my dad is European, so I thought right away that I would just be good at soccer, good enough to make the high school soccer team. I wasn't really, so I was one of two people to be cut, unfortunately.
No.
So I just went to the cross country practices, went to a few of them, went to the first meet and won it. So then I decided maybe I should give it a try. After that, history just kind of wrote itself.
So getting cut from the soccer team actually did work out in your favor, clearly.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
Did you have any recruitment to get on the cross country team? Did Mr. Dillon ever try, the coach on Monsignor Paul Dwyer's team, try to get you to come on?
No, not really.
Not really?
Yeah, a lot of the guys, like some of the people I played hockey with and stuff before high school, they said, "Oh, you should do it" and stuff like that. Like, there's this one kid who's really good, who is Justin White, who is really good. And they were saying to him that they should watch out for me and stuff like that. And then I didn't even join at first. So then, they just kind of talked to me beforehand, but never really said, "Oh, let's go," you know?
So speaking of Justin White and some other track or cross-country people that you've seen run before, who, or what possibly, influenced you to run?
Well, when I got to the team, it was pretty surprising how fast, some of the older guys were, especially Riley.
Yeah.
I got to the team, and there were guys just, absolutely destroying me, so I thought, holy crap, these guys are crazy. I don't know how people run that fast, right? And it's like that for a lot of people sometimes. Even in university, I get to university, and it's guys can just fly by me, whereas in high school, you'd have to be really good to do that against me, right? Because I was generally up there. But yeah, it's just progression, right? So they kind of inspired me to want to work harder and reach that point. So it was good to have good runners.
So over the course of high school, you ran many different high school courses and became the boys that you used to look up to. Was the mountain running championships course in Bulgaria this year anything like any high school course that you've run at?
No. I've never seen anything like that in my entire career, I guess you could call it, of cross-country running. Not just because it was just a literal mountain, also because it was completely isolated from pretty much everything. So there was no stores, nothing near where we were staying. So it was really kind of sketchy. But also on the course, it was just complete straight uphill the entire time. You ran right up side of the mountain. It was kind of like mountain climbing at one point with your hands.
So how long did you run up this mountain for? How far was the distance?
It was 7.3 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
And in that 7.3 kilometers, you gained 780 meters of elevation.
No way.
And you started at 1,400 meters of elevation already. So you were already way up. So it was tough on the lungs.
No kidding.
I know.
So Mitch, tell me, how did you obtain a spot on the Canadian mountain running team?
Well, it's always been a dream of mine to represent Canada, so... Well, I kind of just stumbled onto the site one day. I kept going back just because I was interested in it. It was just kind of different, so I wanted to check it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back one day, and it said that there were applications for an at-large spot on the team. So I thought, hey, what the hell? Send them my stats and stuff. and see if I'm good enough. So I got an email on July 11th, I think it was, saying, yeah, I've been selected. So, yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So you like to strive for what you want, and you're ambitious for your goals. In senior pole and Dwyer, you were the captain of the cross-country team and led them to a loss of silver in 2014 and gold in 2015. Alongside your ambition, and what qualities of yours do you think contribute to your success in running?
It's a lot of, dedication, perseverance. I think perseverance is probably the biggest one, because there's a certain point in, every single workout I've run where it's just, you feel like absolute crap, but you still have another one to go, another repeat kind of thing. So when you feel that, strain in your body and you get up and you run the last one and you run it fastest, that's your fastest repeat, that shows a lot of perseverance and resiliency and stuff. So, I think that's really the biggest thing, when you have the ability to push yourself beyond what you thought you could do. So that's really what helps you in this sport.
Do you think a lot of it comes from your mentality during the race, all in your head, with what you tell yourself near the end of the race?
Yeah. So, everything is in your head, pretty much. When you're running, you might as well, on, a race day or something like that, your body has enough adrenaline that if you thought, oh, yeah, I could just go win this, you might be able to win it. If you have trained at least, not just anybody's going to be able to go out there and win, a university race or something. But if you've trained as much as somebody who has competed in the university system trains, then you might be able to win just based off of adrenaline. But it's mostly in your head, right? You're your own worst enemy. You're the one that's going to be saying, I don't know if I can win this, blah, blah, blah. Somebody else will win this, whatever. So it's really, it's up to you, kind of.
It's in your head. You control your final outcome in the end.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think your mental state and the way you speak to yourself is what contributed to your best place ever that a Canadian junior has ever obtained this year in mountain running in Bulgaria?
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to work my way up the field, kind of, and just start out around some decenter guys, I guess, solid-looking runners. So I had really no idea what to expect. I just wanted to push myself and say, just go for it, try to be the top Canadian in the field. Not knowing that, I was going to get the best spot ever, but just wanted to be up there with the Canadian team this year. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to push myself as hard as I could, and I did, for sure.
Yes, clearly, through your achievement of the best place ever that a Canadian junior has ever received. So, how did you feel when you discovered that news?
Well, honestly, I was pretty shocked. I was like, what? Really? 37? I was very happy after I realized that. My dad was with me, and I went up and gave him props and stuff, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It was pretty cool. You think about it, and you're like, wow, I have a Canadian record.
Yeah.
That's
incredible.
It's pretty cool to have.
Definitely a moment that will carry on with you forever.
Yeah, it's not, it's mountain running, right? So it's not world cross country or something more legit maybe, but it's still something that I'm pretty proud of.
No, for sure. It's definitely an honorable title of being the best junior ever. So I would not take that lightly. Speaking of your dad, who you said gave you props at the end of the course, who are your number one supporters? Is your dad up there for that, or who else?
Yeah, my family supports me a lot. Stuff that they've done, they spent $3,000 on the flights, well, for me and my dad, to go out to Bulgaria, right? So that's pretty spectacular of them. I thank them a lot. They might not know it, but I thank them a lot for that. I really appreciate it. My girlfriend supports me a lot. She always texts me saying good luck and stuff. It's very nice. She always tries to settle me down too, which is good. I like that. And my coach, Mr. Dillon, has always inspired me since the beginning by saying, like, you know, you can be up there, blah, 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 right? So it's just always been a big group of people, and even, like, the team was a huge support group. When, like, I didn't think that I could, like, get top 10 or something like that, like, somebody on the team would be like, oh, Mitch is going to win this Austin championship or something. It was kind of, like, just reassurance that I'll do okay. But I never really found that, not always found that as, like, pressure.
It's nice to have, to know that you have people behind you no matter how you place, and they're free to cheer you on, too.
They don't really care. They're just saying, oh, he's going to win because they think I'll do well,
They
right?
think
so
highly of you.
I thought it was nice to have somebody who believed in you like that.
So your supporters and family must have been very proud after your World Mountain Running Championships, but how did you feel? Does it compare to any of your 3 top 10 finishes at OFSA Cross Country?
Yeah, it was really just kind of satisfying in a way to, like, have finished, right? Just to have finished. Like, it was very, very, very difficult. And then when I found out that the place was the best ever, I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. But, having said that, right, like, I had no idea what to expect. I mean, you don't really know what to expect. You don't really have a goal, per se. Okay, for OFSA, like, I kind of knew that I wanted to be top 10 really badly, just because, like, you can say, oh, I've been top 10 at OFSA. People will know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I was working really, really hard to get the top 10, and when I did it, all the work that I had done, like, it just kind of felt really satisfying too, that everything that you had worked for had been achieved. And, like, standing up on the OFSA podium, I was like, I worked for this, and it hurt a lot, but I'm here, so it was worth it.
So does the World Mountain Running Championships compare in prestige to OFSA, or do you think they're pretty much equal in your life?
OFSA cross country is probably a little bit higher, a little bit more known, right? Because if you say I've been top 10 at OFSA, somebody will be like, wow, that's pretty good, or something like that. That's great. If you say I was 37th at World Mountain Running Championships, somebody might really not know what that means, right? They might not know as much about, like, the difficulty and about the competition. So it's a little bit different. I'm so proud of both the places, but the recognition that people have might be greater with OFSA accomplishments as opposed to the World Championship.
So I'm sure with word of mouth and your social media, your accomplishment this year at the World Mountain Running Championships will not be overlooked. So along with your outstanding achievement, you raced and met people from many different countries, even Malta, where your dad's family is from. Tell me about that experience.
It was really cool, like, being on the start line and stuff like that. I wasn't really expected to be leading the team. So I was kind of starting near the back, so I could see everybody.
Yeah.
The back of the line. So it goes, like, the top person expected to be on the team goes at the front, and then the next people line up behind that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could see all the other teams. And to my right, there was, like, Team France, Poland, Czech Republic, Mexico. And to my left, and Ireland was on my right. And then to my left, there's, like, Italy, Uganda, and all the other teams.
So you not only met them, but you also did some trading with them, am I right?
Yeah. So it was cool to, like, kind of meet everybody and say hello in different languages and stuff like that. And me practicing French and stuff like that, I could speak French with some of the kids, and actually I got a poster because I could speak French.
Wow.
And some French kids took a sign And I said, in French, no stealing to them as a joke. And they said, oh, do you want it? So I said, oh, sure. So they gave me a sign of the meet. So that was cool. It helps to know a different language.
Yeah.
And I traded stuff with a guy from New Zealand, a guy from Ireland, Israel.
That's really interesting.
And a couple things from Team Malta.
That's very interesting and very cool. So you got different gear from different countries that you can bring with you for the rest of your life. So it's a little memory.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a reminder.
So speaking of the French that you spoke, you're studying French right now at the University of Windsor, where you're studying and training vigorously. Do you believe that this training will aid you in your mountain running next year in Lake Como, Italy?
Yeah, for sure. Like, the training that we do here is very endurance-based. A lot of not maybe as fast work right now, but a lot of, like, strength type of stuff. So that'll be very beneficial for something like mountain running, where you need a ton of endurance and just to be strong enough to get yourself up, pretty much.
Well, I'm sure that your training will be very beneficial to you in your future running aspirations. So Mitch, back home we're all very proud of you on your achievements this year, and we're honored to say that you represented Canada. I want to wish you luck next year in Lake Como. I'm sure you'll do great. Thank you for your time and answering my questions, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you very much. Thank you for interviewing me and having the opportunity to talk to you. Good luck with your interviewing and your classes this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Have a great night.